All right, here with Kenzo Yagi, who I call Ken.
Yeah.
I mean, people call you Kenzo.
Yes, Kenzo, Ken, whichever's fun.
Okay,
Anything.
yeah. And this is maybe your first time holding the microphone, so just put it right about there.
All right, thank you.
I'm just having fun with you.
Okay, gotcha.
This is all very new to you.
It is new. It's exciting. It's
Yes,
exciting.
yes.
It's good to have this. You know?
Yeah, I know. You've got a microphone, and this is how we use it. So,
All right.
I just got to start with the most obvious question, which is, how did you get this job being the translator for Munetaka Murakami?
Well, it's a really, really long story if I do explain it, but short and simple is that, well, I had a friend that, called me one day when I was doing my normal business work in a
What was your business?
I was doing some e-commerce and telecommunication business, running that. And I had a call from my friend saying that, are you interested in being an MLB interpreter? Obviously, this is something that just came out of the thin air, and I didn't know what it was. Would I ever have a shot at it? I obviously didn't think I would have a shot at it, so I was kind of saying, yeah, let me hear about it.
Yeah. And you're working in Japan, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're from the United States? Where are you from?
I am born in Japan.
Okay.
I grew up from age 5 to 12 in Arizona in the US. And that's about it. In Japan since then. So it's been a long time since I've been back in the States.
All right. So what happens is your friend says, do you want to be a translator in MLB? Did you have any idea that it would potentially be for Munetaka Murakami, one of the most popular baseball players in Japan?
Oh, not at all.
Yeah.
They didn't even tell me who it was in the beginning, actually. I did several, let's say, interviews, not interviews, but more like sessions to see if I would fit the vibe, if I'm that, personality-wise, what kind of person I am. I did some of that, and they didn't tell me who it was until the end. So I had no idea who I was going to do. It was just the occupation of being an MLB interpreter.
And when was this?
It was around, I think, December, November, December.
Okay.
Last year, yeah.
Then you get a phone call or a text, or how did you find out, oh, by the way, it's Mune?
Actually, I met him for the last, let's say, interview session. And that's where I got to know that it was Murakami Munetaka. Obviously, I knew him. He was a big star in Japan, and actually everybody knows him in Japan. So I was excited and freakishly nervous, obviously. Yeah. So, and I did 30 minutes of normal conversation, just overall, let's say, what kind of food you like, how's your family background, and all that kind of simple questions, get to know each other. And then that was the end of the session. So.
Yeah. So it sounds like, can you do the job? Yes. But to get the job, you needed to connect with him in some way where he felt comfortable?
That's what I think. And I just try to be myself in that interview and just to show who I am as a person. And I hope that I did give enough so that he did pick me. But I didn't really have any confidence in me when I ended that interview, because I was saying that my favorite food was teriyaki. It's a Japanese chicken or something like that. And I'm like, who says that in a final interview? But, it's all good.
Maybe that's what did it.
Maybe so. I don't know. I thought I screwed up, to be honest.
Really?
So, yeah.
So you go home, and then when do you find out you got the job?
I think 2 weeks later, I got a phone call that, and they told me that Mune would love to do it with you. And I said, yeah, I would love that. I would love it as well. I thought it was a prank call, just to be honest. But
you really thought it was a prank call?
I didn't have any confidence at all that I got that job. So I didn't think I would really get it. So, so it was a dream come true.
Yeah. So you get the job, and then you meet with him somewhere. How did that go?
Actually, he was in his, I think, contract. The free agent.
So he hadn't signed with the White Sox yet?
Not yet. So
Okay.
I didn't know which team we were going to go to. It was more of a silent, let's say, silent terms at the moment. So I didn't really text with him. I didn't really meet up afterwards. So it was just, I was waiting for which team he was going to sign with. I was on the television, the news every single day, just looking where I'm going to go. It's like, which state am I going to go? Which team I'm going to go? So.
And then you find out it's the White Sox.
Yeah.
What was your reaction to that? And had you ever even been to Chicago before?
I have never been to Chicago, but there were some great ball players in the past, Iguchi, Fukudome, and the others, obviously. So I knew about the team, but I didn't really know about the place Chicago. So, mixed feelings there, to be honest.
Yeah. Why do you feel like you are connecting with him in such a way that it works for both of you?
Well, you got to ask him first, but I feel that I'm connected with him because I truly do admire his work ethics and his respect to the game. How he, really approaches the game of baseball is the professionalism of how he does it is for me very astonishing, and I can really admire that, respect that. It's not just about baseball, but if you try to do that as your job and how he approaches that can be really relatable for me because myself has been grinding for the past 10 years as a business person. And then to see that in a different occupation, but having that, let's say, having that approach is just like tremendous. Yeah.
And you're up close and personal with it.
Yeah. I don't know how everybody sees Mune from a different standpoint, but as myself being really close to him and how he, how he thinks about baseball, how he approaches about baseball, how his lifestyle is about baseball, I can't put it into words how much he puts everything he's got into that sport, which is why I respect him so much, and that's why I would love to try to help out as any way as possible. Yeah.
Can we dive into that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He spends a lot of work, a lot of time to prepare for games. Let's talk about just game day, how his day starts and how it starts with you, with him.
Well, it starts in the morning, actually. Well, we come to the ballpark together. Basically, he's getting into his rhythm. He likes to listen to his own music. We come together with the car, but it's all silent. We don't really talk about. Sometimes did you sleep well or not. But it's kind of silent. Just trying to get in the groove. Get to the ballpark. He does his 1 hour, 2 hour stretch routines, core strength trainings, and to really wake up the body, see how the body's doing checkups. So it all starts from there and see what is his condition that day. And his trainer himself and Mune really gets together and finds out what needs to be, let's say, kind of fixed, what needs to be adjusted. And accordingly, they set up menus to wake up that body to get that power going.
Now, if it's say a 6 o'clock game or 6:40 game, what time are you guys getting here?
6:40, and we're at 11:30.
11:30.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a day game, like a 1 o'clock game, what time are you getting here?
We're at maybe before 8, 7:45, 8.
All right.
Yeah.
And then he gets going, he does all that, and you're just by his side to translate for whatever needs to be translated to trainers, coaches, whatever.
I try to be on his radar. I don't try to get close to him as much as possible because of that is, I want him to be independent and have communication with the trainers, coaches, and teammates with himself. And I think when he's really locked in and focused, I want him to be able to do that in his own environment, and that doesn't involve me. And I think that is really important for him to get that same routine every day. And I really respect that. So I try to be in his radar, but not really close too much. Yeah.
That's interesting because you want to be there for him, but also give him space. So how do you find that balance? Are you finding it as we go along here?
It's something that I'm trying to find as we go along. I'm obviously more comfortable than in spring training. I'm trying to find out where his comfort zone is and where mine is as well. And teammates as well. So it's always a learning experience, learning curve, but it's always an everyday thing, trying to find out where I should be, where I'm not supposed to be in and on it.
All right. Now I know the English language pretty well, but I mean, I don't know much Spanish. I don't know really any Japanese, although we were working on it a little bit in the spring training.
Of course.
But to translate, that takes a gift, a brain that not everybody has. Why did you feel like you could do this?
I didn't think I could do it, to be honest. And I still have a lot of hard time translating in a way because I think, translating something is a really difficult job and very important as well that you don't, let's say, mess up the content of the message itself, what the players are actually wanting to say. And you're actually the voice of that player. So it's a big responsibility. You can't take it lightly, and it's all happening in seconds. So I don't have any confidence I don't have any confidence when I started. I'm trying to build up on it, but I'm still trying to look back on my interviews and see, Chuck asked this question, I couldn't return it as well. Trying to review as much as possible so that I do get the message right to the audiences and really tell Mune what kind of player and what kind of person he is, by translating that. So.
Have you talked to Mune about this process?
No, because this is my job, and I think it's my job, and I feel that I'm responsible to be a professional, and to really improve on what I do by myself, so that he doesn't have to worry about what I do. So that's how I think about me being a professional in this interpreting world, is that I need to do my best, and I need to do what's best for him as a person, that he doesn't have to care about me. So.
Yeah. What's funny is that here you are, you're translating for Munetaka Murakami. We are here at Wright Field. You're wearing a White Sox, basically a uniform.
Yeah.
And yet you were not a big baseball fan until this began.
Yeah. You can say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so do you feel a little bit like a fish out of water in that regard? Or do you feel like you're like, in a way, finding your home, your new home?
It is definitely a new home. I used to be a big ball player fan as well. When I was a kid, I didn't follow up afterwards too much, but I grew up watching the Arizona Diamondbacks, not the White Sox. That was my, let's say, team as a kid. Yeah. And then when I went back to Japan, it kind of stopped. So right now I'm really, really excited that I'm really back on these amazing fields. Wright Field, of course, sitting here with the White Sox uniform. It still doesn't feel real, to be honest. I'm excited every day just to be around the players, in the dugout, and the coaches, holding this mic, speaking to you. This environment is unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah.
If you would have gone back 6 months ago and someone would have said, this is going to be your life in 6 months, what would you say?
I wouldn't believe them. I wouldn't believe myself either. And I still don't, to be honest. So.
Yeah. So I've been asking him some questions through you. What kind of questions? Give me a little secret. What kind of questions does Mune like? What does he not like?
Overall, questions, I don't know. Any questions he gets, he answers really directly, and I think that's a very hard thing to do. He doesn't change who he is, whatever the question is. He's always himself on what kind of questions are asked. So. I don't know. There isn't secrets. That's I think the best part about Mune, when he's around me, when around his teammates, when he's around with me, he doesn't have any backside, front side. He's always himself. So whatever he speaks to the camera, whatever he speaks to me, I think it's always the truth. So if you want to get some secrets out of him, you just got to ask the question, and it's like
I'm not trying to get secrets out of him. I mean, it's more like whenever I ask a question, I want to get an answer that might reveal something. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, and when there's a language barrier, it can be a little tougher. Although I will say, the first time I met him, first time I interviewed him, he just decided to say in English, "I have power," and this,
which he did. So.
And it just kind of really opened up to me. Not only what he is, but who he is.
That's exactly true. I think whatever comes out of his mouth, I think it really means it. And so he reveals himself and in a very good way, direct, simple, and I think that's who he is. And that's no more nor less. Yeah.
What does he say to you about this team and his teammates?
I think he loves this Chicago White Sox team. Not only the players, obviously the staffs, the coaches, every, let's say, people in this organization. He loves it very much, and mostly the fans as well. He loves playing in this Wright Field. The crowds getting cheered on his first at bat. He got the chills as well. He was saying how much they were chanting his name is unbelievable. So I think. Every part of this organization, he likes it very much. He does tell me that he loves it here, being in Chicago. So I don't know. I don't know where to start. He loves every bit of it.
Is he aware of the Mune mania that is beginning to happen around him?
I think so. He's obviously I think he's, feeling it a bit. I don't know how much he's, getting all of it, but I think he's starting to understand how much this mania is going on. Yeah.
Now, there's been Mune mania in Japan for a while, so he's pretty comfortable in his skin and in those situations, right?
Yeah. I think he's used to being in the audience, being in the crowd, being in the mania. But I think the crowds here in the MLB is a whole new different world, a whole new different atmosphere. So, I think it's still a special, let's say, experience for him, and I think more to come, right? Here in the field, yes.
Yeah. is he experiencing in the city? I know just to look at the schedule, there hasn't been a lot of time to really like spend a lot of time in the city away from the field. But can you kind of explain or describe what that has been like for him?
So right now at the moment, we haven't really got time. He hasn't got time to really explore the city yet. It's more or less, going to the stadium, doing his routine back home, and then like cycle of that. But few days we got to kind of walk around the city, trying to find out where we want to go next and such. But he's looking forward to that good weather in the summer in Chicago. That's what
we all
says.
are, by the way.
Yeah.
Did anybody recognize him when he was walking around?
No. Some of the people did. I mean, when you go into, let's say, maybe the shop, the shops or something like the apparel shops, I think there's some of the, the staff there has asked to take a picture or such. But, they kind of leave him around, like, leave him in peace, which he really likes as well.
Yeah.
So he was kind of surprised at that.
This is maybe a question for him, but since you're here, I will ask you this. Is he looking for Japanese food in Chicago, or does he want to explore Chicago food or American food?
He definitely likes Japanese food, no doubt, no doubt. But he loves all kind of cuisines. He loves Chicago food. He loves any kind of food. So he's very much open to searching for good restaurants. He's always looking for good cuisine. So definitely, if you guys have any suggestions, we're very much open to it.
I see a future story where we go together, maybe bring Ozzy, me, Ozzy, you, and Mune, and go for a little meal, and we can record it.
That would be wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, some, Chicago food, soul food. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. By the way, I was not there for this moment, but Ozzy said he had a little interaction with you and him.
I think so.
What can you share?
I don't think I can share it here, but I love Ozzy. I think all the time when he comes out, he really pumps up Mune. He pumps me up, like he pumps me up too, and I just love how much energy he brings in. So I love seeing him on screen as well.
Yeah, when we were in spring training, I kind of gave you a little bit of a warning. I said, wait till you meet Ozzy. It's going to kind of rock your world because he's going to say some things to you that you're not expecting.
It did. He really did rock my world, and that's why I can't explain it here. But I love his energy. I love being around him, and he's just so fun in the screen as a person too.
Yeah. So. What did Mooney think of him?
He was surprised. He was surprised who he is, but I think he loves him too. That energy, you can't. There's nobody like him.
No, there is no one like him. That is for sure. And I appreciated his willingness to go where I was hoping he would go. We're in spring training, and I had an idea for a little bit where I would be like, you know what? You're going to hit home runs. I want you to see if you could say some Hawk Harrelson catchphrases.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, which for Mune had to be like, what is this person asking me to do? What am I exactly saying? And I appreciated that he trusted me.
He did.
Because I'm asking him to say some pretty outlandish things for him. And he went ahead and did it, and it's been a real big hit.
Yeah. I think he didn't realize. I didn't realize that phrase was going to be used like this. But now it all comes together. I think it's awesome. It's good. It's really nice.
Yeah. And then what has his English been like? How much is he learning this language? Because I know he's trying to learn as much English as he can.
Well, he always says, only a little. I'm not improving, but if you see him every day, he's getting so much better. Simple as that. His listening is better. He's communicating with his teammates better. I'm not even close to him. You can see on the field, on the dugout, I'm really not close to him. All the time, I'm kind of separated. He's always, having these conversations with the players, with the staffs himself. So I'm almost going to lose my job. So
I don't think you're going to lose your job. No, I think you're good.
He's really improving. I think how he improves his language skills is really, really fast. And his willingness to communicate proactively, I think, really helps that. And obviously the teammates coming up to him, trying to teach him new words, teach him new phrases, and maybe speaking slowly. And all these kind of, not just him, but the surroundings, the teammates, staff, coaches, all are like really helping him to improve on his language ability. And I think it's just really cool.
You mentioned a part of how he's learning English. Is he just basically learning it on the fly, or is he trying to learn it at home? Or how is that working?
It's kind of on the fly. I think when he commits, he's really focused. He gets everything in a very fast speed. But his job is to really hit a really good feeling, and I don't really want to bother that. So when he has that, let's say, learning motivation, I do give him a couple, let's say, tips. This is how you speak. If he wants to learn, I'll give him some of the sentences, phrases that he can use. But it's more like when he's available mentally and focused, then we'll try to put something in so that he can kind of improve on his English abilities.
All right, just a couple more questions. Do you have a story that just stands out for you? I mean, you're living quite a life right now with all that has gone on. Is there something that stands out where you're always going to remember this and tell this story?
I can't pick one, but I mean, personally, I just love traveling with a team. Every single field, every single dugout that I go to, every single player that I meet, every ball that I see, it's a special feeling. And you would never experience that if you're just living your normal life. It's such a, I don't know how to say it. It's just an environment that's so special that if I would tell a story, let's say in 10 years, I can't pick out one, but I'm trying to, capture it as much as possible. That small little fan inside me is going berserk, but kind of trying to, make it feel like I'm cool and stuff and not showing it. Because, I'll kind of, pop out. So I'm just trying to keep it in the low, but I'm really excited all the time, traveling to new stadiums, and all that kind of environment.
And, he obviously had this great career in Japan. He comes over here and you never really know if he's going to succeed or have the kind of success that he had in Japan. And here he is, and he's doing this, and you're alongside him for the ride. How has that felt to see what's happened in such a short period of time for him and you?
To be honest, when I see him, I thought he was going to succeed, sooner or later. And this is because what I said earlier, that his routine is his work ethics every single day. When you see him, it's absolutely tremendous. People who work like that, obviously results will come. And so I always had a belief that, if you give it time, I didn't know it was going to be this short, obviously, but if you give it time, he was going to succeed. He was going to get good results. And this is what he's doing right now. So I'm really happy for him, but it's not surprising. This is what I wanted to say.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And I mean, what's he doing right now?
He's in his routines. So this is where I'm kind of off his radar. Trying for him to lock in and focus. And this is kind of my time to, chat with you.
We had to find the time because I'm like, how am I going to get Ken to give me a little bit of time on a game day? But we found the window.
Definitely.
And I appreciate it. And listen, this has been a great start for him and for you.
Thank you very much.
I assume you're doing a good job translating. I wouldn't know for a fact, but something tells me you're doing A-okay.
Thank you very much. If you say so, I'll try to keep improving, though.
Oh, no, I know. I appreciate it. Well, Ken, thanks again. And we'll see where the rest of the season goes. It has been so much fun to watch.
Thank you very much.
All right. That's Kenzo here on the White Sox podcast. You know who wraps up my podcast all the time?